and to premiere some fun video for you today. I'm Elizabeth Ringus with American Coaster Enthusiasts, and I will be your moderator for this panel. We're going to have some questions that people submitted ahead of time on social media, and we'll open it up at the end for a few questions from the room. So I'm going to turn it over for each of you to introduce yourselves.
My name is Pete Bartow. I'm the Director of Sales for S&S.
I am Josh Hayes, and I'm the Executive Director of Sales for S&S.
I'm Preston Perks. I'm the Executive Director of Administration for S&S.
I know we're all very excited to have some visuals of what is exciting from S&S now, so I'm going to turn it over to Pete to play a short video.
It's always weird getting an introduction. I'm usually a pretty lively person, so let's get this going here. Come on now, this is IAAPA. Yeah! We're just going to go through a few slides. We're going to move really quickly through some of the things that we've done this past year. It was the most successful year for S&S Sansei Technologies, and we're very excited about what's coming in the future. So we're going to give you a few teasers with that. We will stick to the schedule here because I know a lot of you need to transition from here to the kickoff event. So we'll move very quickly. So starting off with some of the things that we've done this past year, we opened up, I believe it was our 26th swing out of Busch Gardens, Finnegan's Flyer. Great little ride there. If you haven't had a chance to get out there, we definitely encourage you to do that. We also opened up, oh, there we go, perfect. We also opened up our, it was our 9th 4D free spin, which officially makes it our most popular roller coaster, and that's only been over the last 4 years, and there are many more of those to come. The 4D free spins, again, if you haven't had a chance to ride one of these, it is an exceptional ride experience, and it leads into some of the technology and some of the learnings that we've had from that ride have allowed us to debut what we'll be showing you shortly on the trade show floor as well. So the third ride that we had a chance to debut was the largest coaster that S&S worldwide has ever built, over 4,000 feet, the Steel Curtain coaster. I'm not ashamed to say it might be my favorite coaster now. It has 9 inversions. It's got a world record for the oh gosh, let me think here. I'm trying to draw a blank. It's a North American record for inversions. It's got a world record for the tallest inversion, and it has a Pennsylvania record for the tallest coaster. The other interesting thing about this ride is the theming. Again, you probably saw the vehicle last year. It is themed with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and it's really been a big hit at the Kennywood Park. And if you get the chance to go out there, definitely do not miss a chance to ride Steel Curtain. It is dynamic, it's exciting, it's exhilarating, it's fast, and super duper smooth, super smooth. One of the elements we're showing there on that last part there is the kind of the signature element for the ride, where it goes over the entranceway to the Steeler country and then doubles back on the underside of the track. It is a long ride. And the Kennywood would like to make sure everyone knows that the Cincinnati Bengal fans are permitted to ride it, as well as Cleveland Browns and Baltimore Raven fans. And then another one of our really exciting coasters that we were so glad to be able to get one of these in North America was Max Force out at Six Flags in Chicago. With a 0 to 78 mile an hour launch in 1.8 seconds. It is dynamic. Again, if you have never ridden one of our air launch coasters, they are phenomenal. It's a unique launch system that's different from anything else out there. Faster than an LSM, faster than a hydraulic in terms of the acceleration. It's truly exhilarating. And once you get through that launch, and there's some excellent YouTube videos out there to watch, some of the media folks, and even, you know you've done something well when you catch an acer off guard with a ride. So it was fun to see some of those expressions the first time they rode it with that launch. It is pretty darn dynamic. So let's get to right into what I think most of you folks are here for, which is to see what we're doing with the Axis Coaster. There was a lot of buzz over the last 3 weeks or so since we leaked out some of the information on Axis. This is a project that we've been working on for about a little over 3 years now. It's been in our product development team. Just about every person on S&S's team out in Utah has touched this product one way or another. So, you know, it's a massive achievement by our team, our engineers, our project development, everyone, manufacturing. It's just been phenomenal. So to give you a little background on the ride itself, we're using some of the same technology that you see with our 40 free spins with the spinning of the vehicle, and also our free fly coasters, which there's one of those out in Scar, Summerlin, but taking it to the kind of the next level in terms of what this ride can be. Our product development team, which meets about once a month and discusses new ride ideas and moves things along to different stages, you don't realize how difficult it is to come up with a new, unique roller coaster. It is very hard. We spend a good part of our time trying to come up with that, and you can only go so fast, so high, and so long, and you hit some limits. This ride, I think, expands the limits of what a roller coaster can do. So some of you might have seen the prototype coaster that we had, and there was some we purposely didn't weigh in on any of the comments where people were asking about the capacity of the ride, because there was a lot of people thinking it was a 4-vehicle or a 4-passenger ride. This is designed to be a train. That was the prototype was designed as a proof of concept. So what's a full-length coaster from Axis look like? Here it is. So the interesting part about this attraction is that you're really getting 4 coasters in one. You're getting a above track coaster, you're getting a suspended coaster, and you're getting a wing coaster experience. On top of that, the ride itself transitions in a way that makes the ride even more smooth. And this is some of the test track footage. We actually put our air launch into the use out of the test track. But as you know, when you look at a coaster, when it goes around a turn or goes around a certain angle, you know, your body has a tendency, the G-forces are throwing you in a direction here or there. In this case, the coaster is actually taking your body in the direction that it wants to go, that the G-forces want to go. It is not a free spinning, but it's also not a fully, well, it is controlled. But there are some dampening elements on it, but we know exactly where that vehicle is going to be when the ride experiences it. That doesn't mean you can't be a little off axis, if you will, slightly, but it is, I just want to make sure, because that's some of the questions that people ask is it completely free spinning? We know exactly what that ride's doing, exactly what the G-forces are gonna do for it, and it's, I'll tell you what, our team has been so excited to be able to finally launch this coaster. I think we're on to something special. So with that, I know, like I said, there were a number of questions that were submitted, and we'll go ahead and start the panel there and try to stay on schedule.
Well, I'm sure now that people have seen that video, there's a lot of questions going through their minds. But let's talk a little bit more about Axis. And did I hear you correctly? You said that it's simulating the feel of a wood coaster too?
No, not a wooden coaster.
Not wood.
A above track
And below. Okay.
And above track.
suspended and wing coaster.
Wing coaster is what I heard. Wonderful. And so talking about that dampening feeling, will weight of the passengers affect the ride experience?
I mean, weight, we actually have done testing even as a single rider riding on one side, and there is a slightly different ride experience based on weight. It's not substantially different, but like I said, if the weight is a little off balance, it's actually an interesting, it's a very different feel to it.
exciting. I know you have us all just on the edge of our seats because it is gonna break ground on a new coaster design. And like you said, finding that creativity to build something new and exciting like that. Where do those ideas and inspirations come from when they go to the drawing table?
Sure. So, like Pete said, we have a product development committee that meets. We started something some years ago where we have a think-a-thon, and we let our employees submit ideas of roller coaster or amusement ride ideas. And so this particular idea was submitted by one of our employees. Didn't look exactly like that, but we analyze all those ideas and determine, what, and we have winners each time. Doesn't mean each winner turns into a new product like this, but this was something special, like Pete said. We looked at it, we knew that there was something nice there, and we took a lot of feedback from our key customers and identified that this ride fits within that set of parameters that they gave us. And so through the years, it's morphed into what you see today. But it was different than what you're seeing right now.
So about how many versions did it go through on paper before it became a prototype?
You could say almost unlimited. I mean, it was continually morphing into what it is today. I mean, we've even until the last months, we had different chassis designs made of different materials, a lot of different things, and really what we finished with as far as the geometry is exactly where we intend to go with it. There may be some variations in some of the design for manufacturability and ease of assembly, but for the most part, I think our team hit it right on the head.
I think one other comment, and I think you're seeing it with a lot of the rides that we're now rolling out. I mean, S&S, we've always felt like we were on the edge of technology and coming out with new rides, but the acquisition of S&S by Sansei Technologies has really been able to allow us to go to that next level. They put a lot of emphasis on product development and being a leader in the industry. So they've really been driving this whole the entire product development.
That's very exciting. And is the Access Coaster available for installation in 2020?
Oh, not 2020. Like I said, we just got all the numbers back. Like I said, the ride did perform as we expected it to, which is always what you want when you're building a prototype. But it'll be a little bit yet.
So the conversations can start with parks that would like to have one.
I would suggest you tell all of your home parks that they need an access coaster. I'll give you all the copy points too to say.
And who do you think, outside the enthusiast world, who do you think is the prime market of loving this coaster?
You know what? That's a great question. I mean, we had a number of our employees' families come and ride it, and there's not a single person that's ridden it that hasn't enjoyed it, and each of them enjoy little different aspects of the ride, from 7, 8 years old, because we're talking about a 48-inch height restriction, to adults and parents. I mean, it's one of those rides that off-ride you're looking at it going, oh lordy, but on-ride it's smooth. The transitions are great, and you really get a feeling of flying. I think that's the word I've heard the most when people talk about riding it. So if you like to fly, it's definitely right up your alley.
That is exciting. Anytime we see something that's just so cutting edge and different, I know as an enthusiast, I just absolutely can't wait to ride it. But we already got to ride one record-breaking coaster this year. You also built the Steel Curtain. 2019 was a huge year for you. And so tell us a little bit about the process of building that record-breaking coaster. Was it something that Kennywood came to you and said, we want to break records, we want to do something different, or was it something that you had already set in motion as a company that you wanted to do?
I can actually probably start with that, and then I'll pass it off to Preston, because he oversees all of the production of the coasters. It's a little bit of a combination of both in terms of what we were looking to do. Getting a big coaster built specifically in North America was something that was a focus when I came on to join S&S, and we wanted to show what we could do. We knew internally what our company was capable of performing, what we could do, but we wanted to be able to show the public and show the industry that we've come a really long way as a company. So so it was something we wanted to do. We had approached a couple of the larger park groups, and Kenny would have provided us with an opportunity, and the folks at Palace Entertainment wanted something special. Some of those elements were requested. Some of them were ones that we came about with. But yeah, they were very involved, hands-on with the design and the creativity of it. And props to Joe Driggs for an unbelievable design.
It is. It was a well-deserved honor you received on that. And what was the biggest struggles? Anything stand out as making that installation difficult or making what you wanted to happen?
Yeah, I guess I have the mic for this. Installing a ride of that magnitude with that type of layout definitely has some challenges. That ride doesn't just have a bunch of bipods going on itself. That ride goes under itself, over itself, many times with big tower structures. So anything like that has significant difficulties for fit up of a massive structure of that level with welding and tracks being fabricated in Utah, with the structure being fabricated in Europe. I mean, and having that fit together is a challenge that I think almost every ride manufacturer is going to have. But I can say that the final experience as it turned out with the smoothness of the track, that was something that was key and critical to this ride, is making sure that track had the smoothest transitions as possible. And we have a brand new vehicle that we had never had out there. We obviously had designs that we could work off of. But the biggest challenge is erecting a ride of that magnitude and verifying and validating that everything is matching and fitting the way it needs to. You can't just put up a piece of track and hope it fits in place. There's a lot of time and effort that goes into verifying those things, and it turned out really well in the long run. So.
It's an effort well worth it.
Yes.
Yes. So we're almost out of time, so let's just touch on two of your other, you had Max Force this year, another great success. And what did y'all enjoy most about getting to bring that ride to Great America?
Yeah, so Pete has said, and like you said in the video, it's bringing the air launch experience to the United States. We've done air launch coasters in China, and not many people have been able to go and experience those air launch coasters, as well as some rides we've had a long time in Dodonpa in Japan. But bringing that experience here and giving those people that don't have the opportunity to travel that level to the United States to experience that launch and have the fastest acceleration, the United States is, I think, the top thing on the list. And it's something that is, like Pete said, like no other launch that's out there. You cannot go faster and accelerate at that level with any other technology, and air launch technology is our bread and butter and favorite thing to work with. So that was number one on the list for me.
Very nice. And they're 4D. You had a huge year with 4 installations, and then Discovery Kingdom had just the one in the year. What will those that haven't been able to make it to Discovery Kingdom to ride that one yet see different from the year with the 4 installations? Any changes?
You know what? There's been actually over the years been quite a few minor modifications to the ride. Some of it from a fine-tuning standpoint. Some of it things that the public would never see that address ways to make the ride provide better capacity, easier from an operations or maintenance standpoint. But there are definitely a few experiential ride changes that we've made, specifically on the lift hill going up. If you, depending on which 40 free spin, we actually add a little dip there where fins on the lift that allow for a little different little change. It catches people off guard before they get up to. They think the ride hasn't started yet, and oh yeah, it's on.
Well, for me, that lift hill always gets me. Me.
Maybe you and me both.
That's part of the ride experience. That is something for me. I scream all the way up Bliss Hill. Well, I want to take our last few moments for anyone in the room. Hopefully we can get one or two questions answered really quickly. Does anyone have a question right here?
Sorry, I went to China and rode one of the air launch coaster with the 4 cross trains. Was that a client requirement to go to the cars seen on Max Force, or was that something you wanted to do to introduce a new ride vehicle for the US market?
I can touch that a little bit, and then I'll probably hand it over to Preston. There was a consideration of using the 4 wide passengers. There's positives and negatives to having a train that's going to be perhaps shorter but wider. You can potentially get more capacity, but your load unload time is going to be longer when you're dealing with 4 seats. You're also not always getting, 2 seats is a very common, easy number when you're filling seats, and you're more likely to fill more of the train. So these are kind of some of those things. The other aspects to it, the 4 wides versus the 2 wide trains, is their ability to articulate turns. And that was something that was definitely, when we were going through design, we felt that the 2 had a better opportunity for us to get around some of the turns.
Yeah, and something to add on that real quick is we work with our customers and try and give them what they want. We don't necessarily say, this is the ride you're getting, too bad, I don't care if you want a 2 wide vehicle, when we have a 4 wide vehicle option. So working with our customers, that was something that they wanted to have at Six Flags, to have the 2 wide vehicle.
Thank you all for coming out today, and thank you for allowing me to be your moderator. I appreciate being part of this, and thank you for all that you brought thrills to all of us this summer, and we look forward to many more.
Beautiful. Thank you, Elizabeth. And thank you, everyone, for coming, and we hope to see you on the floor. Have an awesome week here at IAAPA. It's a lot of fun. Enjoy yourselves. Thank you.